This is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. I am Rose Papa Angeles. A few days after Hurricane Florence ravaged the Carolinas, the Iglesia Cristo, in cooperation with the Felix Manalo Foundation, reaches out to Florence victims in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Heather Canlas with the story.
Here in Jacksonville, North Carolina, about 50 miles from Wrightsville Beach, where Hurricane Florence made landfall, the Iglesia Cristo, in cooperation with the Felix Manalo Foundation, are distributing hundreds of packages of relief goods to the victims of Hurricane Florence. Though the storm has passed, Hurricane Florence's record-breaking rainfall has transformed local highways into rivers. Flooding, storm debris, and power outages continue to impact local residents.
As I have traveled through many of the counties, it's heartbreaking to see some of the damage. And I think the reason that that it can hurt your heart so much is because you know that there are people for whom life will always be different now. If they suffered either hurricane damage, or in many cases in parts of North Carolina, it was the flooding. It will take quite a long time for them to fully recover, if they ever fully recover. And so for some people, we have to start to talk with them about what a new normal may be for them. Other folks, even here in this neighborhood near where the shelter is, they don't appear to have suffered major damage. And in fact, it almost looks like they're going on with life as normal. And so there is kind of that dichotomy between folks who are going to face a long recovery and those who won't. I think there will almost be two types of disaster recovery that will unfold. There were people who had damage more from the hurricane, from high winds, and then we have a lot of people who are still being affected by the flooding. And that flooding damage will be a whole different type of recovery, and that recovery may take a very long time. We have 17 counties in North Carolina right now that have been approved for individual assistance. That will open up an array of disaster help for people who are affected. There are also a number of counties in South Carolina, and there are some counties that will get help for that community infrastructure over separate from the individual assistance. So a large area. All of eastern North Carolina has been affected by Florence.
Well, we're pretty blessed. We didn't have any real damage to the house itself. We had some trees that were blown over, and parts of our fence were blown over, and a play set, swing set that was damaged, and we had to get rid of. But some of our neighbors weren't so lucky. They had their roofs torn up and damaged, water getting inside the house, and ceilings caving in and everything. I mean, just 3 or 4 houses down the block on either side. Plus, there's a lot of flooding, which kind of isolates this area when that happens, so there was very little food in the stores. They're starting to get restocked now, so it's starting to get a little bit better.
We're here to actually pass out care packages to help those who are in need, who lost power, lost some food, and hopefully get them something to help out as well. They're trying to recover from the hurricane. And I also wanted my children to also see that the church does so much to help those who are in need, not just those in church, but also our fellow men around the community also to give out and give what we can to help them.
The FYMF Foundation and the Iglesia Cristo Church of Christ were tasked by the Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, to share the best that they can in order to assist and even provide relief to those who were affected by the recent floodings here in the Carolinas, especially here in Jacksonville and even Wilmington areas. We were mobilized by the church administration that we can give as quick as we can, the best that we can, not only by sharing material things like the care packages, but more so spiritual counselings and guidance, and also prayer for those who were affected by these recent calamities. This is the least that we can do, and especially our care and also concern for them. I know this is not a one-time effort, and this is not only found in one location only. In fact, even in different parts of the states, And if we go across the oceans, there are even relief efforts that were conducted by members all over the world, in Africa, in Asia, in some parts of Europe, and even in Australia, and even in Canada. We are so thankful because the community band together, mobilized by the effort to love one another as God our Lord loves us, together with His Son, our Lord Jesus Christ.
From Jacksonville, North Carolina, I am Heather Canlis, and I am 1 with 25.
Thank you, Heather. That is today's Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Join us tomorrow for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at Eaglenews.PH and Eaglenewslive.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EagleNewsPH. Thank you for watching. I am Rose Papa Angeles, and I am 1 with 25.